Hi, this is JJ Snowdrop, and I watched the first two episodes of the TV series Snowdrop, starring Blackpink's very own member, Jisoo. And to be quite honest, I've never watched a Korean drama like this before, so it's definitely interesting to see the quality. And believe me, these two episodes clearly showed the quality. So the first episode, let's just go straight into it, is setting the premise, is setting the foundation of the show generally. So therefore, we see a university full of girls and particularly focus on room 207's occupants, where we have four girls. We have the studious one, we have the confident popular one who's an opera singer, if I'm correct that I focus when it comes to spotting that. Also, we have a shy one in there, and of course, then we have the main one out of room 207, which is a very important character, which is Jisoo's character, and she comes across as very awkward and not too confident in herself, but is very caring, kind, and very well likable in my opinion. And I love that character in particular, but that's because there's a lot of focus on that character. And essentially, these university girls go out to meet a group date, and one of the people in the group date turns out to be a spy. I think it's not really explained if he is a spy, if he's not. And basically that spy goes on some mission which involves his car getting crashed into and one of his spies getting arrested he was working with, and then he got chased to the university and basically landed in room 207. That was the end of the episode. And a lot of things happen in this episode, but then again, it is like a 90-minute long episode, which is really unheard of in my opinion when it comes to TV shows. And then of course we have a load of supporting characters also in there, like the assistant slash receptionist who comes across very insane and weird, wanting to be a student and this obsession on that. And then the head mistress, who's kind of interesting and mysterious because she's strict, but there's more to that character, and I feel like episode 2 kind of touches on more with that character. But the stage is set with the first episode. There's nothing too dramatic that happens or nothing too exciting, because it is got to set that foundation to set up people to want to carry on watching this show. So therefore I think it did a very good job in making sure characters individually stand out from one another, and all these subplots are kind of put to the forefront along with the main moving arc of the story, which is kind of a political underlining that I'm not really clear what's going on just yet, but it's the first episode of the show Snowdrop. But then now here's where we find out more with the second episode. So the second episode of Snowdrop basically defines on hiding the main male love interest who was a part of that group date and who ended up on the run and going to the university of girls in room 207. And that's very tense the way they manipulate that to become, because this spy is not telling the truth. They think he's some kind of person just protesting, but it's more to him than meets the eye. And basically they hide him in the girls' bathrooms or shower or sauna, whatever you want to call it. And I love that scene in particular in this second episode. That was a standout scene. And you see Jisoo's character intentionally really falling more and more in love with that character, but we find out more about the male love interest who's a spy, that the hidings backstory where he has a sister and how Jisoo's character also has a brother, so they connect on that part. But I think this second episode's really about now moving away from the foundation and trying to push the story forward, because of course the people, cops or whatever you want to call them, are really after this spy, and they're doing everything they can to find this spy, alongside this political game being played with who's going to get elected or some kind of cahoot with that I'm not really totally clear what's going on there and this whole political game still, but I'm sure as more and more episodes go on we'll find out. But what was interesting about the second episode, we find out some information about the head mistress. So essentially the head mistress has like a past with, you know, the Korean politics when it comes to her life being in the balance, because she hangs off literally some kind of water dam of some sorts and essentially threatened her life. So she knows how the dictatorship in Korea and these police and certain people, government, want to push people around. So she's kind of protecting room 207 because she is aware there was blood on the floor. So she's kind of aware that maybe they're not telling the truth, they're hiding that guy. Most definitely, which is interesting to see the headmistress take that stance. It really makes her likeable. But of course, the assistant is very nosy and wants to find out what's going on because there's a reward if you find the spy. A big reward she wants. She's a very selfish character and a very unlikable character. She's coming across one of the villains of the show, definitely. And definitely insane, because the more and more we see of that character, the more insane I think she is. But I'm sure I'm not the only one who's thinking that. But of course, in the second episode, there's moments where that the guy might get found out, from the bathroom scene to hiding him in this haunted yet, place where the last headmistress committed suicide, if I heard correctly. But of course, leaking water and making too much noise, and it is above a student room, kind of raises the question, is someone in there? And that's when the headmistress at the end of the episode is gonna find out, potentially by actually going to that little house or room, whatever it is, to find out if someone's actually in there. And that's where the episode just ended off. So we don't know going into third episode what's going to happen. But I think overall these two episodes, the first episode did a great job setting the foundation, great job setting the premise, and did a fantastic job really making me want to care about the characters at play and find out more and see where these characters go in this political minefield of a game that's developing alongside them just trying to be normal girls doing their studies in a girls' university at the end of the day, also wanting to find love, because clearly love is a key theme through the show Snowdrop, while the second episode does a great job in moving the story, getting us to know a bit more of this political game at play, alongside moving the love story between Jisoo's character and the main male love interest, as well as making it tense when it comes to trying to hide the guy and the worry and the mysterious about being found out, alongside all the other moving characters that have their own agendas, like the assistant, the headmistress, in a way trying to protect him, but at the same time wants to cooperate, but in a very forced way, it seems like to me. And I'm sure the third episode will continue to move the narrative, continue to move the story, and make some interesting TV. But I think this Korean drama does a great job. I think it's worth watching, and I know I've only watched the first two episodes, but definitely I didn't realise Korea made so much good TV, because this Snowdrop show, at least based on the first two episodes, is intriguing, interesting, and fantastic TV compared to some of the TV we see literally out these days that are too politically correct for me, and too, no offence, not enough on the quality compared to Snowdrop. But maybe I'm speaking too soon on Snowdrop. I've only got through two episodes. Maybe it's going to go off a cliff in quality, who knows. But I definitely want to find out if they get found out in that haunting place, they're hiding the spy, and what would be the repercussions for everyone involved. It seems like all the characters are scared of being found out, because clearly in Korea they're very strict and have a very strict government where if you are not helping them, you're enemy number one, and that could see severe consequences, who knows. So I love to hear your comments below of what you think about Snowdrop as a Korean TV series, and the first two episodes in particular that I've spoke about. If you watched those episodes, or if you haven't, maybe me speaking about it has maybe convinced you to give this show a try and give these two episodes at the very least a go in watching it. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button, give this video a like, and click that notification bell to support this channel. So thank you for watching, and it's goodbye from me for now.